Hi, my name is Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation. The topic we're going to discuss is why do I get angry at my wife for no reason? And my hope is that women are listening to this video too. We have a lot of subscribers now, over 21,000 I think, and it's because our way of explaining things truly resonates with most people. It's very different and unique even, unfortunately, but it's catching on. So subscribe to this channel so you can learn more about marriage, but especially this topic. This is a huge topic, and I have to say that down the road, we've been talking about it for years, we're going to do a course. We have courses now for marriage help for men and women, and even premarital and dating, but I really want to do one for anger because there's a lack of understanding of anger in the world, and it's tragic. And it really goes back to our lack of understanding of so many things, because for whatever reason, and it's not a negative thing necessarily, but the people who are kind of responsible for explaining things to us about ourselves and about marriage and all that, they don't know. And so there's a new dawn coming. For instance, when we help people with their marriages, literally, especially in the men's course, the first thing that I address with men is anger. Very first thing. And then the next thing that I address, and this is for both men and women, is about mastering your mind. Obviously, that means also taking care of anger. Now, I don't believe in anger management. It's sort of like dancing with the devil. It's like trying to be a little bit less of a liar or a little bit less of a violent person. That doesn't work. Anger is the kind of thing that you need to eliminate entirely from your mind. And it's a stranger. It's not part of you. You're a soul. You don't have a soul. Let's get this straight. You are a soul. We're souls. We're a special creation. And what we have is we have a mind and we have a body. But we're souls. Essentially, we're souls. And the composition of a soul is love and joy. So where does the anger come from? Well, we have a body. You know, if you're going to be in creation and operating within creation, then there has to be a means of working within it. And creation's a funny thing. God is kind of a trickster. He created creation, he created a dark side, and he created a good side. And part of the dark side is this illusion of what we are. We forget what we are. And within the body, there is this component that we know as the drive to survive. You know that. Every living thing is identified by the drive to survive and procreate, right? You know that already. So your body is comprised of trillions of cells, and it's functioning in conjunction with your mind and kind of trying to keep you, the soul, out of the picture. And so there's all of these attributes, and emotions is one attribute. It's a software, and I'm not going to get into an explanation in this video of exactly what it is. But anger is part of the instinctive reaction that especially we men have when we're threatened, because men are the warriors of the two genders. Men tend to be the warriors, where women are the nurturers because they have the children. And so anger is the first thing that comes up to sort of shut everything down so all of our energy can be directed at the enemy. The trouble is, because we don't master our minds, the mind is telling you literally, if your wife says something And it could have been yesterday, but it was stored in your mind, waiting for its opportunity, and it gets mad at your wife. Just bam, just like that. So what do you do about it? That's really the question that you want to know the answer to, right? What do you do about it? So for no reason or for reason, it makes no difference. Anger should be seen as a demon. It shouldn't be seen as a part of you. It's not a part of you. And as soon as you feel it coming on, forget the object of the anger. That's actually coincidental. And just face the anger and go, no, I am not allowing you to run me, to take over my life. Now I got to tell you that as a man, as a human being, but as a man, in the early 90s, I've always had an anger problem until then. And in the early 90s, I decided, I'm much older than you obviously, I decided I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to face my anger. And I asked a friend of mine, a monk, I said, what do you do about anger? He says, well, I don't allow it. I said, how? He goes, I use willpower. Okay, it didn't work for me. And so, I was angry and I found myself literally clutching my stomach on the floor. Just doing my best to not let the anger just rill me. But it did anyway. And it wasn't until early 2000s, 2001, 2001 and a half really, where I used to be a divorce mediator and I shifted my practice to helping couples. And I came up with this amazing technique called the SO technique that gives you this unbelievable power over your mind. And it is part of our courses. And that's what I wanted to use to teach people about anger. Unfortunately, I can't tell you too much about it in a video because it takes an extensive amount of background for you to properly use it, where I explain the mind, I explain the soul, and how it all comes together. And then the SO technique is stop, evaluate, and act with wisdom, but trust me, it's not enough to know that. The point is this: don't allow it. Refuse it to get hold of you. Because once you allow it even a little bit, the momentum of that anger and those trains of thought are going to win. They're just going to win. So change your environment right away. No matter what, no matter what's going on, say, excuse me, I got to go. I'll be right back. Go to the bathroom, get a glass of water, do breathing exercises, shift your consciousness. Do not allow the anger to take over. That's the most important thing. Also, do not allow anyone to be exposed to your anger. It's toxic. And we all have free will. You have the ability to disengage from anyone you're with at the moment. And you don't want to dump your garbage, which is what anger is, on other people, especially your wife. Remember, you got married to your soulmate for the purpose of cultivating love, devotion, and all the positive, loving things so you would be happy. Got married to be happy and to have love. So you cannot use her as a dumping ground. That's off the table. And so that's what you do. It's pretty extensive. Now, you may be able to conquer this by learning about the mind, and you could do that by getting one of my books. I have extensive chapters in both books on the mind, and that'll help you. But it's a tough one, but you can do it. It's not meant to own you. You're meant to be in charge of yourself, which means kick it out. Eliminate anger. Don't try to manage it. That's it. Subscribe to this channel. Leave a like. Leave a comment if you want. God bless you. Visit again. Thank you and take care.